Morning, fellas. Let's see, what is it, about 20 to 10, and we're just about 60 degrees in the garage. Yeah, we're going to close the door and fire up the heater because I'll be in here most of the day. For those who saw my rainy weather video, they asked about the Camaro. That's a 2012 ZL1. Not fun to drive in wet weather, but a blast to drive in dry weather, especially if it's warm. Then the tires hook up. We're back on this. You can see on the roof that all my brake line kits are coming in, and we're slowly getting this. Been talking to Willwood finally, and I'm going to have to sell this kit. So any garage guy out there wants it, give me a holler, send me a PM. If not, I'm going to put it on eBay here probably on the weekend. That's what Summit and Willwood both sell the kit for. I got a new kit coming, and it's going to give me a hatch with a parking brake inside, and that's what I need. This one has probably, let's see if we get this real close, has probably maybe 2,000 feet on it. I can't say miles, but it's got 2,000 feet on it. Whatever it takes to back the car, pull the car out, turn it around, pull it in, and it's been around the block once. So that's about it. So I'm gonna have to sell this kit. So today we are going to finish stripping the brake lines off all the way down to the master cylinder. I'm even going to be selling this. Willwood suggested I go manual with one of their 7/8 bore master cylinder. I had a friend who worked at a hose company who made me all these hoses so I can get this to wheel around. So we're going to pull those off, and we'll probably keep these and see, but we'll pull those off and see what happens when I get all the Willwood stuff in and make it. We're going to pull the hood off too also and set it up on top of the car. So that's where we're at today. Again, anybody's interested, send me a PM. And we're back on this. So, as always, when I have more, I'll turn this back on. Later, guys. Hey, fellas. Let me get this radio. Hang on. Alright. Don't want to offend YouTube. These are all the brake lines. Like I said, my friend worked at a place that made these up for me. Made them up for half the cost and what they normally would cost for. And we just did this just to get brakes on it. So I can, I wanted to get it, be able to pull it in and out of the garage so I can work on the quarter panel, since this is just a small 2-car garage. So I knew I was going to have to do this one time, or do this, not one time, but do this again. But, so, let's see, first things first. I spent a long time on the phone with Willwood this morning again, and talking to them, and they recommend that I go with a manual, not a vacuum or a power brake system or an assisted brake system. So this is coming out. Again, this all points back to Tucker and them not knowing when I asked the questions, and they said they'd take care of me and order the parts. So there's nobody to blame here but my stupidity for me listening to Tucker Classic Automotive. And again, if anybody out there in YouTube land ever goes to these clowns, don't come complaining to me. I warned you. So, yeah. So this is coming back out. I'll see if anybody's interested in buying it. I think Darren, VW Darren, was looking for one. I think they're the same on the Camaros as they are on the Novas. So we'll see. I'll text him and see what I'll email him and see what he wants. So if he wants it, we'll work a trade out for something. This is Tucker's famous answer to parking brakes. And let's see, can you see it? There's an arrow here that points this direction. So the brake fluid comes in this way and goes out this way to the rear brakes. And the whole idea is you sit there and put your foot on the brake, lock pressure into it, and then push this down. Well, this valve worked once, maybe twice, and then locked up, and it hasn't worked since. It's a piece of crap. So again, Tucker's answer to, oh gee, we screwed up and ordered you the wrong rear brake kit. Here, try this. Again, my stupidity for listening to those assholes. Excuse me, I'm a little pissed off at those clowns and myself right now. This is the brake kit they supplied with me with the car. Again, the beginning of this video I showed you this. I am going to hold on to this until I get the one from Willwood. I'll order it probably Monday or Tuesday, and along with the master cylinder, and I'll use the shipping containers that Willwood sends me the new kit in to put this stuff in and ship out to whoever wants it. I'm going to put it on, like I said, I'll probably next week put it on eBay. If anybody's really seriously out there in the garage gang interested in it, I'll give you a damn good deal on it. That's what they pay for. I'm going to go look up my invoices tonight and see what I paid for it. Or let's say that's what Summit's asking for it, and that's what Willwood's asking for the same kit. You can go on Willwood's website and see that model and sit there and price it yourself. And so, and then like I said, if everybody wants to know how many miles are on it, well, there's not a mile, there's not 1 mile, 5,280 feet. There's not one on it. All that's on it is maybe 1,000, maybe 2,000 feet. Little over a quarter of a mile. I drove the car around the block once, and it's been up and down the driveway to where I can spin it, back it in, pull it in, flip it around. So now that this mess is all cleaned out from under here, I'll give you a look at it. These are, let's see, the purple, this is the power to the pump. Again, the pump's in the tank. I got that from Rockwood, and these are the gauges. This is the return line. You can see that I have it there, and it was routed up here into here and then over. I'm going to work on rerouting it. That's why the other reason why this is all, that's a supply line right there, and you can see where that's clamped into place. Let's see there. See where it's lastly clamped into place, and I got to work on it in here. So that's the whole reason why all this is coming out, is to sit there and work and make this all nice and neat under here. I got to drop that muffler flange and paint it. Again, it was all mocked together just for me to get it to where I can roll the stock, roll it around. So we'll start taking a look at what holes are in here that are being used and what aren't, and start filling those. What we can use, what we won't use. I might drop the sway bar, the rear sway bar, so I can get in here and route some stuff and not have that in my way, even though I can spin it out of the way. But again, we just might leave it in there. So that's what's going on. I pulled down out of the shelf the rest of the extra brake parts I had. I'm going to hang on to these lines and see if I'm going to need any. There's a proportioning valve. That is Willwood. And I ordered a complete stainless steel brake line kit for the car. So between a combination of everything, we'll get this stuff routed in and nice and pretty. I'm going to take this and hang this on the wall in my office for my stupidity, for listening to the classic Tucker auto idiots. Yeah. And I can't believe it sat there, and I did their annual inspection on that place every year for 3 years, and I didn't even write them up or tear them up or anything. I just did my job and left their place. Guess I'm too much of a nice guy. So that's where we're at now, guys. This weekend, like I said, this weekend we'll start cleaning it up, start routing it. We'll take one line at a time. Probably start with the fuel supply line, route it, get it tucked up out of the way. Start with the return line, deal with some of the electrical, and we'll take it from there. It'll probably be, I'm not rushing this. I'm planning on, my goal is to have this back on all 4 tires and being able to pull it out of the garage in the month of February, because then March gives me, all the month of March gives me the block sand this, and then April and May are my painting months. So that's where we're at. So still dealing pretty good. My son gets home tonight. We're going to pull the hood off and set it on the roof so I can take this hinge out and pull the master cylinder out, and then we'll see. So that's about it. That's where I'm at. So you all have a good day. When I get more, I'll start this back up again. Later, guys.